Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil, Laird.
Scott Garcia.
I'm Jaime Fuego. I'm Mahalo.
Here to do a very special review for the Halloween month, if I can get it edited in time, for Never Hike Alone, in case you couldn't tell from the masks. There was a recent Jason movie that was released. It was not done by the big studios. It was instead done by a fan who this gentleman, Scott, actually knows by the name of Vincente, right? Or you're
Sold him a mask a while back, actually.
Nice. Okay, cool. So there is a tie there, at least. And so he directed a almost 54-minute long fan feature about a man that goes and tries to... He's making, I'm guessing, a YouTube show of some kind, or a show of some kind with a GoPro.
Yeah, it's like an extreme hiker type of sorts. And
yeah, exactly. And he happens across Camp Crystal Lake in his pursuits, and as a result is pursued by none other than Jason Voorhees himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take this off because I feel like that's going to get annoying for the audience to hear. Exactly. So, we're going to talk about this like we always do. We'll give our overall thoughts, then we'll talk about the acting and the production value and the effects, all that good stuff. So first off, I'll say I was really happy with it. I was impressed. I thought it was very high-level stuff, considering it was made completely independently. I thought the score was amazing. I thought the cinematography was really good. And even the end, which can be hit or miss when they decide to do what they do, like, I thought they had a couple of little twists that some might feel is out of place in a Friday the 13th type thing, but I actually thought worked very well. So overall, I was very happy with it. So, Scott, you?
Very happy. It's definitely nice to have a nice, good, decent long movie that came out since, we didn't get one after 2009. Mm-hmm. So having this was great, and it built up a lot of suspense. Again, the score was great. All the different, like I said, little twists at the end gave us something that we've been needing. So
yeah, for sure. Fuego?
I think you have to give a lot of credit to Bullwinkle, Mr. Moose, who looked very much like a Sam Winchester, but he shouldered the burden of pretty much being the only one with dialogue until the very end of the movie, when we have a couple other characters finally show up. And cool cat and mouse, and, he sold it. He wasn't cheesy, which is the one thing that I was a little worried about. So,
yeah. And Mahalo?
It felt like a fresh new movie. It didn't even have any Jason vibes at the beginning. It felt like a found footage kind of movie. Something that you just pick up and expect some kind of paranormal thing to happen. But then as you watch it divulge and you see the little hints, Camp Crystal Lake finding, and he mentions the lake
right when he mentioned the lake, you were just like, oh, we know that was like that.
Oh, we know what you're about to get into. They even gave a nod to the old 80s, the more bang for your buck by showing some more skin, giving them some Playboy in there to look at. Because Jason looks for the people who are just, out there getting some raunchy things going on.
I laughed at what Axel said. He's like, wow. I
thought it was really good. I dug it a lot.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. So overall, all four of us really enjoyed it. And how many times does this make for you watching it now, Scott?
That's the fifth time. All with different people, too. So
nice. Well, you're spreading the word about it then. So yeah, let's get into it a little more in depth. The story, there's not much more to it. It's a guy making a show that goes in and gets too close to Camp Crystal Lake and gets pursued by Jason. But the acting, I thought, was good. I really liked the main guy, and the guy playing Jason did a good job. He was, again, closer to the Jason in part 3, build-wise.
Yeah, he wasn't quite as hulking, but still tall and menacing.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I thought that was good. But I don't know, what did you guys think of the acting and Jason himself?
But the acting was great, actually.
Yeah.
For a fan-made film, I was expecting less. But the acting was everything just from expressions of surprise when you saw blood or stuff like that. Just little hints here and there. They just caught you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and even when we see some other characters show up at the end, it was that classic horror cheese at times with a little bit of the delivery, but still it felt like it could exist within the series, naturally.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Mahalo?
See, I'm gonna be on the other side of that. I felt the main character in the movie was great. He was great. But when we got to the PMTs, I felt their acting was a little lackluster. Especially
that's what I was implying.
It was a little bit less.
That was
yeah.
the cheesy bits, you know? Like that's where I was like, oh, it is an 80s
There's
horror
cheese
movie.
and then there's Swiss cheese. And
as in
that
with
had
holes
some
in
holes
it,
in
right?
it. So I felt like maybe they tried a little too hard. The lady didn't feel as natural, and the driver definitely did not feel natural.
And
at
yet
all.
he was the one who was from another installment.
Yeah.
He was the
Remember me, asshole?
Yeah, we won't ruin it, but yeah.
Somebody shows up from
From the franchise, yeah.
What?
So this is in continuity. It's pretty cool.
Someone a favor.
It was pretty neat actually. I really liked that happened. Although it did sort of stand out as an acting differential, that whole end scene. But it was still really fun, especially for fans of the franchise. I mean, you'll get a real kick out of it.
Oh yeah.
And it's I guess it's a bit cliffhangery. There could be a follow-up of some kind, but I was just really supremely happy with it. Now, let's talk about the effects, though, because there was a lot of cool action, and the axe throws were all really good and stuff. And then
one scene in particular really stood out for me, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
There was a good bit of gore towards the end. There's not much to be had ahead of time because it's just Jason versus this one guy in a cat and mouse thing.
No.
So they when they got to it, it was done very well for sure, especially that scene you're referring to, Fuego. So, I thought the effects and the gore were really good. What did you guys? I mean, you agreed?
Yeah, 100%.
And also, I like the fact that this guy was kind of able to carry himself in formidable, and it was also a different trope on Friday the 13th with the fact that it wasn't a final girl, going up against Jason, which was
true.
In some ways, the men are real tools in the Friday the 13th films, and so it was nice to see one that you can actually root for.
And then finally, let's talk about not finally, actually. There's two things to talk about. The music.
Score was good.
Yeah, the score.
Especially in the opening scene with some of those aerial shots and stuff. It was creepy.
It was really good at setting up the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then there was, of course, you had the sound design with the
I like that they kept it from you.
Yep.
They kept it from you as long as they could.
Mm-hmm.
And just as we had thought, we were talking about ourselves watching, I'm glad they hadn't quite done it. And just as you see him peeking through the woods.
Because you kept wondering if it was going to show up.
They kept it subtle. They didn't make it prominent.
No, they didn't. It was lower in the mix.
It was definitely, exactly. It was a little bit lower in the mix, and I thought it was all the more effective for that reason. But
like a faint echo as opposed to just beating you over the head.
Yeah,
making it
exactly.
Obvious. So
Exactly.
You're like, is he out there?
It is. It's a more effective, subtle way to do it.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to talk about was the cinematography, which, like you mentioned, Fuego, at the beginning, I thought throughout it was very effective, very well shot, and
the pans,
the pans, the air, the drone shots
looked very professional.
Yeah, for sure. It again, like Scott said, alluded to it. It could fit sort of in the canon, or was it Fuego? I don't remember who actually mentioned it, but you'd agree that it definitely fits in the canon of the films, and that's super exciting when a fan film can do that. Go see Sweet, by the way, our fan film that fits in canon. But so obviously I'm a big fan of that. So I'm just really happy with how this turned out overall.
Yeah,
super excited.
Yeah, it's good.
Sure.
Yeah, it is worthy of its acclaim, most definitely.
Definitely.
Lots of the sites have been, that we consult for news within the horror community have been raving about it, and it's really refreshing when something lives up to the expectations.
Yeah.
It's fresh. It feels like a brand new take on Jason. Is what it feels like. It doesn't feel...
Not getting one anytime soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it doesn't feel like something that's been rehashed.
Right.
It feels new. And to me, that feels really good, especially with found footage being such a popular genre right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a rumor that it was going to be found footage.
For a while.
And they scrapped that.
Well, this
idea,
was a mixture, which made it nice, because it's hard to do this type of suspense with Jason sneaking up on you when you have found footage.
Yeah.
And having this have a mixture gave both those aspects.
Well, they're doing lots of selfies, and then Jason's coming up behind you or whatever.
That wouldn't work
See him
well.
Photo bomb.
Yeah, well, way worse than that. Photo stab.
All right, guys. So, let us know in the comments down below. If you watched Never Hike Alone, it's completely free, available on YouTube. So go watch it and support the filmmaker and everyone involved because they deserve to be applauded for this effort.
Vincente Nafari?
I don't remember what the last name was, but yeah, it was Vincente something. But anyway, make sure you guys check it out. Let us know in the comments down below if you've seen it and you and what you thought of it. If not, let us know if you plan to see it based on this review. And also, make sure you check out Killer Hawks on Facebook. That's Killer Hocks on Facebook. That is this gentleman here. Scott makes Jason masks, and these are 3 that he brought over for the show that we are super excited about. We did a whole unbagging. So we're probably ruining that unbagging now, but nonetheless, these are really, really awesome. And shit, now I'm gonna have to put the unbagging first. But all right, I can do that.
Yeah,
all right,
that doesn't involve any of
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be all Scott
Jason
Monday. I
Day.
think,
Yeah.
So
Scott,
make sure you go check him out, support him. Get yourself one of his masks because they are all awesome. And as you can see, he does mashups. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Scott Garcia.
Gracias, I'm Jaime Fuego.
I've been Mahalo.
And remember, stay scared.